Hey up guys, and welcome to another in a series of star players, and we're going to be looking at my Wood Elf team, Forest Devils FC. I created this team first go as Wood Elves, and I thought I'd save it for a special occasion, which was the Legendary Edition, and it's the actual Eternal League, the online versus AI, not online but versus AI opponents, where you can earn the currency, the cyan. My first go at it, so I thought I'd have a go with Wood Elves. I started to get into the agility teams a little bit. I was playing some Dark Elves amongst others, and I have to say, I think Wood Elves now are my favourite side in the actual game. Having played this team, created this team, got them to a really high level up to now. We played 44 games. We're on a team value 2930. So we'll open them up, talk about them a bit, the choices, that kind of thing. I mean, initially, I did sort of like the bashy teams a lot more. I still love the bashy teams, and my favourite team had to be the Orcs, the Greenskins. Going back to me sort of youth, getting the Warhammer models, painting them. My favourite race to paint was the Orcs, Goblins, those type of miniatures. Going back as far as when the miniatures were actual lead models and you painted them. Anyway, moving on to, I mean, that's why I actually enjoyed playing as the Orc team when I got the game first and foremost, and I've got into the agility teams a little bit more. Starting roster. I mean, if you haven't seen these videos before, I go over the team, my choices. I'm getting better at the game, picking up experience, making better choices as I'm leveling them up. As you'll see in some of my other videos, if you haven't checked them out already, have a quick look. You know, plenty of mistakes in there, but plenty of really good players too. It gives you an idea, if you're new to the game, how to develop players, that kind of thing. So I'll talk about them as I go through the players as quickly as possible, and we'll have a look at the Wood Elves. I have to say, I mean, fantastic side. We'll get to the stats after I've looked at the team and show you why. One of the reasons why I love this team. I think the starting roster was with one War Dancer, who are amazing players. As soon as you get two of them in your team, you're rolling. But I went with one War Dancer, I went with the tree, and I went with a thrower, a catcher, and made up to 11 players with the lineman. I think, don't hold me to this, but I think it left me with enough money for just one team reroll to start off with, which is pretty low, but it gives you a really good team, gives you a bit of strength, gives you plenty of options, gives you the blodge that you get with the War Dancer straight off, gives you a catcher and a thrower. So I mean, when you use those guys, you automatically get the re-rolls if he fails on the first sort of roll of the dice on respect to throwing or catching, that kind of thing. So it does minimise a little bit the sort of risk in some of your plays. Well, that's what I went with. We'll go to the team roster. I've had such fun and a lot of good roles in this team. Created a team now that's injury free. We have got 6 team rerolls, which is a lot, but we'll talk about that as well. We'll start with the tree. In my opinion, you've got to go with these guys, your Wood Elf team. You really want these in your side. They're sort of a bit of a sort of bullet sponge in some respects. Takes a lot of players to crowd round them and have a go at them. Also gives you the mighty blow from the start off, and if you get some really good rolls on these guys, amazing players, get you tons and tons of injuries and kills, that kind of thing. Level up pretty fast because they are strength 6 when they start off, which is really good for a big guy. They do have the take route, which means that if you roll a 1 at the start of his actual move, you know, you sort of, you can't move from that spot for the rest of the game. So they do have sort of weaknesses. Obviously the loner's another one as well, but the punch power, get an assist on this guy. He's normally getting 3 die blocks, so you have to be pretty unfortunate, excuse me, to suffer a turnover when you're blocking with this guy, especially when you get some assists in there. And if you pick up skills like I've managed to get on the tree, we'll open the guy up. We'll go through him. Stand firm, brilliant starting skill. Basically, he can't be pushed around. Strong arm doesn't come in at all on your Wood Elf team, but in the Halfling team, he can throw players. Sorry, that's throw teammate, beg your pardon. But strong arm means that he's good at throwing them further distances. Thick skull, obviously, is another good starting skill. So that's, your dwarves have it, that kind of thing. Makes him, I mean, his armor value 10 anyway, but it makes him harder to KO, to injure, that type of thing. And look at the rolls we've got. I mean, brilliant first roll for your tree, because if this guy's knocked over and he's on the ground, if you want to stand him up, which is the only thing you can do without risking a GFI, which you don't really want to be doing on loner anyway, you have to roll a 4+ to actually stand him up. Now, getting the extra movement on my first roll completely destroys that. Don't have to roll a 4+, I can just stand this guy up with him being movement 3. So that was really, really good. That's what you want with your treeman. You want to be getting movement and strength, and pretty much that's it. So if you get them, take them. But movement, fantastic. Really, really good roll to get, and then it was followed up by a block, double, so a pick block, which is out of your general skills. Also, really, really good one to get. Reduces your risk of your turnovers when you do throw your blocks. It's what all the big guys want. You want to be getting doubles, you want to be getting block on them as quickly as possible. So 2 really good starting rolls for me there, and it was followed up by another movement, and that was absolutely fantastic to get another movement. It's a movement 4 now, the same speed as a lot of players. Obviously your slower players, but this guy can now do decent blitzes. You can actually blitz with this guy, moving 4 squares, get him into really good areas, move him about the pitch. He's not movement 2, his movement is doubled his actual movement there. So it's fantastic. What a player, what rolls on this guy. I mean, I couldn't have asked for much better rolls at all. Followed it up with a guard, which is another really good one to take on him. It's one of your first ones if you don't get the kind of rolls that I've got there. But throw a guard on this guy. Again, he just becomes, because of his strength 6, guard sort of just becomes even better with the extra strength. Makes him a much better, much more useful player to sort of have in areas, to tie players up, to become an absolute nightmare for your opponent. And I followed that up. I mean, you've got a lot of choices there about the strength that are left that you could take, but I've actually took multiple block, and I think that was a mistake. I mean, this guy can now pretty much throw a 2 die block against 2 opponents if I so wish. But if I took the skill again, out of strength, I picked grab, put grab on this guy, and it'd be really, really handy. Help you with your 1 turning, put him on the line on your 1 turning, on your actual drive, throw a block, and you can put your opponent into place, into the spot, or move players about with your grab. So that would have been a much better skill to take on him after the guard. But He's got one level to go. He's not a million miles away from that, but it's going to take him a bit of time to get there. So there's a tree, absolute brilliant player. Had him in from the start. Used the apple on him once or twice to keep him alive, not lose any sort of his stats. Really, he's the backbone of the side. He just makes the Wood Elf team. It gives you the mighty blow. It gives you a chance to injure your opponents, to get some of your opponents down, to get some sort of numerical advantage, maybe even if if you choose to kick to receive first, that type of thing. So you get these guys in your team. I don't know why anyone wouldn't want a tree man in the Wood Elf side at all. I think these are fantastic players. And we'll go on to the War Dancers. Again, probably one of, if not the best player available in the entire actual game is this guy. Especially if you're getting rolls like I've got here. I mean, this guy now has maxed out and gone way past it. You look at him here, he's 253 actual points this guy's gained. He's picked up so many of my injuries, so many of my kills. He's absolutely annihilated teams by himself, taking players out. And you start off with a blodge, so you got block, dodge, and then you've got leap. So this guy leaps on a 3+, which is, it's pretty decent, but you want to be getting agility on these if possible, extra strength, movement, brilliant choices to get to improve the actual characteristics on these guys. But I got a double max straight off, and one choice for me there, and it's got to be Mighty Blow on these. It has to be Mighty Blow. And it makes them from a really good sort of blitzer to a fantastic blitzer. I mean, these guys with Mighty Blow really do pick up the injuries. Okay, they're armor 7, so you've got to be careful with them, but if you manage these guys well, they'll just with the leap, they can get into cages, they can blitz without the leap. I mean, I don't tend to use leap a lot. I just tend to use it when I need to. I don't tend to use it at all unless I can get towards the ball with a lot of players. I don't want to be putting this guy in an area where he's at risk of getting knocked down and someone injuring him from the foul, that type of thing. Try and give these guys plenty of support, plenty of backup, but give them Mighty Blow, and you can't go wrong with these guys. And then I've given him tackle, so I've just got used one of his general skills there, giving him tackle, so he's Mighty Blow tackle. Another one, really good one to have on your elf teams as quickly as possible, to sort of counteract your other elf type of sides, your other teams that have got dodge in the side, players with dodge on them, that type of thing. So you get your tackle in there. It's really good skill. It works in tandem perfectly with Mighty Blow. If you've played this game, you'll know that already. But then I've gone Frenzy just to give him that extra bit of punching power. I was thinking, I'm going to be getting sidestep on this guy at some point or other. So I thought, I'll give him Frenzy, then he won't sort of get surfed himself. Say maybe he surfs someone, I'll put the sidestep on, then he's not going to get surfed himself. That was my thinking behind it with the Mighty Blow tackle. Plus getting a Frenzy in your Wood Elf team is really handy, especially with a leap. You can leap over players and surf other players, that kind of thing. So no one's safe with these guys. Movement 8, you've got to sort of, as an opponent against Wood Elves, you've got to plan against your War Dancers and think about what they can do quite a lot. But then I've ended up getting another double, so I had to give this guy piling on. I mean, he was picking up tons of kills, tons of injuries prior to that next double, and then bang, piling on. That has got him so many injuries, so many kills. It's ridiculous. I mean, 253 star player points now. So looking then, maybe I'll be getting sidestep, maybe, you know, hoping for something like I've got, and I've got the 10. So, you know, you've got to toss up there between extra armour or movement. You've got to go movement. Movement 9 war dancer. I mean, come on. Brilliant, brilliant player. And then to just to round it off, he's got the extra agility on his. When he's got to legendary level, I rolled the 11, got the extra agility, and look at that player now. What a player, what a brilliant player. And if you can get your war dancers to this kind of level, or with these kind of roles, absolutely fantastic players. Got to be my favourite player in the game now, it has to be, is this guy. He's just been outstanding. We'll look at the next war dancer as quickly as possible. I mean, I did actually recreate. I had a war dancer going who were leveling up really well, getting tons of touchdowns, picking up the odd injury, that kind of thing, making the odd throw, picking up points really fast, which they do. They're really, really fast. But he got to this level. He got to this sort of standard, he got to like 78 thereabouts, and he didn't have any kind of extra roll, he didn't have any doubles, he didn't have any extra rolls on his characteristics, so I sacked him and started with a fresh guy, which is this guy, and my first roll there, I got the extra movement, so I've stuck with this guy. And I've given him tackle, get some tackle in my team, get it on my war dancers, stroke blitzers, hope for some really good rolls to go in tandem with that. Up to now I've not got them, but this guy is still a really good player. He leaps on a 3+, he's got sidestep, I've given him strip ball, which goes well with obviously the tackle, with block, although wrestle is better. I don't want to really be giving him block and wrestle. I think it's a bit of a waste, but I've got a strip ball war dancer in the team now, which is really, really handy. And then he's only just recently leveled up, so I've given him dauntless. And you know, you've got choice from your general and your agility there, so there's plenty of choice. I could have given him sort of diving tackle, those sort of things, but I wanted a dauntless in the side, and actually got one, and it comes in really handy in respect of your extra, you know, your teams you're facing with a lot of strength 4, that type of thing. Plus, if the ball carrier on the opponent's team has got strength 4, your dauntless comes in, so it's a really good skill to put on a war dancer. So it's got one level to go. So I'm hoping for something like Mighty Blow there, just to finish him off, just to make him a really, really good player. But I mean, that could be pretty much anything. So we're hoping for a nice roll there on him there to finish the guy off. And we're going to be looking at the catcher next. Yes, I've only got one catcher in the team. I think you can have up to 4 of these guys, but they are strength 2. And I don't like, because you're armor 7 wood elves, so apart from your tree, so I don't like the fact, I don't like to go too many of these catchers. I haven't gone with more than one of these guys, purely on the basis of I don't want too much strength 2 in the side to go with the armor 7. If I start losing players or get players KO'd, I want to keep as many strength 3s plus in the actual team as possible. So that's why I've gone with one catcher. We'll open him up. Nothing special on this guy. He's a really good player. He's up to 110 out of 176. I don't tend to use him that much now in respect of scoring. Just to try and get me other guys levelled up as quickly as possible with strength 3 linemen, that type of thing, because I mean there's not really that much you can put on him now. to make him that much better unless he gets an improvement on his characteristics. And if he gets a double, I wouldn't know really what to put on him. I'd maybe probably put guard on him if I rolled a double on his last actual skill up. So he's got sprint, and I've given him block, so he becomes a blodge. I wanted to give him sprint, so he's got a bit more of a one turn capability, and then I've given him the sure feet, which obviously goes with the sprint. So you need in a one, don't you're re-rolling basically on your GFIs. I'm giving him sidestep, which is really good skill again, and then fend, just to give him a bit more survivability. I mean, if he gets injured, it's not going to help him, but it stops you, the opponent, from following up, that type of thing. Good skill to put on your captures, I think. And then I've given him diving tackle, because he's going to be quite far up the pitch, so he's got that ability. So he's a guy that I can use his sort of movement 11 to get up and near to the actual opponent's ball carrier. He's got the diving tackle. It's really hard to get away. You're going to need an opponent with tackle, or he's going to need a pal to get this guy away in any way, shape or form, because he's got the sidestep and now he's got the diving tackle. So he's a really handy player to get up and surround the opponent's ball carrier with. Plus he's a really good player to have in respect to the one turn touchdowns. Catches again, what would you look at in respect of improving them characteristics wise? I'd say movement, I'd say agility are your main two. Maybe strength, but I don't really. I mean, if I got a double six, I'd probably look at giving him something else. Maybe putting the guard on him rather than having the extra strength. But if you're not getting any extra strength in the team, or you've got a number of catches, I can see why you'd probably do that. Give him actual strength 3. And then we've got a hell of a lot of linesmen to look at. I mean, we'll go through them as quickly as possible, but I've got some really nice guys, some decent players to look at. You can see you've got a number of guard in this team, which is really good to get on your elf sides. If you're getting your doubles on your lineman, you want to be taking guard, like I've done with this guy here. I've also got guard on the tree, and I've got guard further down, which is actually on a thrower. But if you're getting doubles, I'd suggest to you take guard. But as you see, it's a little bit different with this guy here. I've got the dodge, and then he's got strength. He's got the double 6 strength, so I've got to give him that. Strength 4 lines, really good player this now, and you can see he's got 1 level to go in respect of leveling up. So he's a strength 4 guy in your wood elves, really good to get. I'd put that on your linesman and your war dancers first and foremost. If you've got, you're lucky enough to get that role. I've given him block, so I've got a blodge strength 4. I've also given him frenzy, so I've got 2 frenzy guys in the team. But frenzy on an extra strength guy is really good. And then I was lucky enough to get a double next roll. So this guy now is really handy. He's one of my go-to guys. He's a guy that's really useful. I've not really been picking that many injuries up, but he's got the ability to do that now with the mighty blow. For his last skill up, what would I pick? I could go frenzy. With frenzy I could go sidestep, or I could maybe give this guy tackle, so I've got another tackle in the team. Not quite sure where I'm going to go there, but I think those are my first 2 choices, unless I get something even better in respect of his rolls. And like I said before, this guy, a double early on, I'd have given him guard, no question. But been given, extra strength from these rolls, have given him mighty blow to make him a lot more useful player in respect of those skills. And we'll look at the next guy. Pretty standard skills to put on your linesman if you don't get anything extra. You pick your dodge and your block. And you pick your sidestep. Fend's another good one, and I've chucked another tackle in there. So bog standard rolls from your general and agility, but you've got a blodge, sidestep, fend guy. It's also tackle. So you're maybe not getting your linemen to this kind of level that much in your online multiplayer games, but if you do, that's a really, really good player. Similar kind of player there below. So we've got quite a lot of tackle in here now. You can see this guy's got the guard. So I've got a double first, so I'm giving him guard and then giving him dodge. Getting dodge on your players first before anything else. In your sort of bashy teams, that's what you want your block first. In the elf teams, you want to be going dodge. You want to get your dodge so you can dodge away from players a lot easier. You're not using your re-rolls up. So we've gone guard, dodge, then he's got his blodge, then he's got tackle, and he's got sidestep. So a really, really useful player again. And then you've got a lineman here who's got his dodge and he's got his 10, roll of 10, so we're giving him extra movement. Because he's got the extra movement, I decided I'm going to make him into a sacker. So we're giving him wrestle, strip ball. We're going to be looking at leap. We're going to be looking, at hopefully getting a double on him there as well. But if I can get a leap on this guy there, now I've got another option in respect of a really good sacker. And then you'd be wanting to put tackle on him also to finish him off as a really, really good lineman sacker. Movement 8. And then we've got another one down here that's fantastic rolls for a lineman. So I mean, I've given him his dodge, I've given him his blodge, and then I've got a double. So I've given him guard to get a guard into him, and I've got another double. So I've got to get another mighty blow. I had to get another mighty blow in the team, because this Wood Elf side, it's a Wood Elf team, but this team has been absolutely out bashing all types of opponents, and you get these. All right, it's not been down to this guy, but because of that guy, having the mighty blow, I've got a lot more bashiness about this team. And this is why I've enjoyed them so much, because with the tree, with the war dancers, and with a couple extra mighty blow in there, I've got a really bashy side, and I'm be getting numerical advantage against the AI opponent in practically every game. By maybe the first 2 or 3. You are losing. You do lose players. You do get players injured. And I have chosen to replace a number of players, but the Armour 7 is held up really well in this side, and it's been very surprising how well it's held up. And we've got a couple just blodge linemen there who I have on the actual bench, because we've got 13 players, so we've got a couple spares there, and they're almost levelled up again. So I mean, these guys aren't playing that many games at all, but you can see that they're already got blodge, so they're really handy substitutes to bring on. Not shabby at all. Movement 7, strength 3, agility 4 is really good, obviously with the Armour 7. And then to round the team off, we'll have a look at the thrower. And this is one of them. You can maybe just message us what you would have actually picked with this guy, or what you think about the team in general. But I've given him, he's got pass, I've given him dodge and I've given him block before I've decided to upgrade any of his sort of passing ability, but then I've gone accurate, which makes him a really good thrower with his agility 4, and then I got a double and I decided to give him strong arm, and now this guy can throw on a 2+ absolute miles. This is a really handy player to have in your team, this thrower, with these rolls. I think strong arm's a really good one. I could have given him leader because a lot of the games my opponents got the using the halfling master chef thing, so I mean that's one of the reasons why I've got so many rerolls, is because of the halfling master chef. So I've spent quite a bit of money on rerolls, but this guy is fantastic with strong arm. I highly recommend putting strong arm on a wood elf thrower to anyone. It can get you out of all sorts of trouble, especially with the accurate. Really good double to get on in there. And then he got another double and I wasn't really that sure what to do there. I think strong arm is a good choice for a wood elf thrower. Let me know if you agree, disagree. But then I got another double, and I think guard is just getting another guard in the team is great, but having it on this guy, you can go into areas, get the ball, use the guard to help others out, pick the ball up, throw the ball if needs be. So he's become with that double there, I mean, I could have given him other passing skills, but he's a lot better a player with the guard than giving him say safe throw, those sort of things. And with this wood elf team, I've been chasing, I mean, I've just been running rings around my opponents and getting to the, getting to them on their drive and scoring 2-3 touchdowns from the start, each half pretty much, just because of the type of players and skills that I've been able to give the actual team. We'll just have a look now. Got covered quite a bit there, and we've got I've given this Elves team the base stand, the stadium enhancement, and it's not really done anything. I mean, I've been getting a lot of serves with the team and with having the frenzy. I've been getting players out of the pitch, but I've not really been injuring that many. But obviously it helps. So there's other choices you can take there. But I do like having the base stand when you've got some frenzy in your team. So that's the way I went. When I built my War Dancer up and I picked the frenzy, I built the stadium up to level 2, bought the base stand, and then that was it. The rest is history. We'll go on to the statistics now, just to finish it off. Obviously, because I've got better at the game, that's not really going to change. And the Wood Elf team, I mean, it's just unbelievably good for you getting touchdowns. You just score at will, and if you keep your players on the team, reduce your opponent's players, and get a numerical advantage, it becomes ridiculously easy. And that's why I'd say that with the bashiness that you get with the tree, it's one way to go, to try and keep even par with your opponent in respect of players on the pitch. Because if you don't go with the tree, I think you're going to find that you're struggling a lot more in respect of facing your stronger opponents, or your opponents that have got a lot of guard, a lot of mighty blow, a lot of tackle, those type of skills. So, I mean, average score on this team 4. Touchdowns scored out of 44 games, 190, and this is why I've enjoyed them so much. Casualties inflicted 163, kills 24. I mean, if you were in a if you were playing as a bashy team and you got those sort of stats, you'd be happy with that. You'd be real happy. So I wanted to show you there just how well the Wood Elves can go, especially when you're playing versus the AI and you're trying something like I'm doing there. in the Eternal League or whatever it's called. So there's your Wood Elves. That's what I think of them. Got to be in the top 3 of the best teams on Blood Bowl 2 easily, if not the best team to play as. And it's probably there as my favourite at the minute. It's just one of them, because I've got a lot of teams and I like them for different reasons, but this team really has overtaken. It's been such a good fun to play. So I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. There's the Forest Devils FC, and I'll see you in the next video hopefully. Bye for now.